Well, it has arrived. This is it after it's unwrapped. Put it on the workbench to see what we're dealing with here. See, it's missing the headlight. There's two pieces, I believe, that go there. I have a replacement hook here. It's missing the coupler right here. It's missing the cow catcher down there. And let's see, interestingly, a lot of what appeared to be rust is now appearing to be overpaint. It looks like this guy has been painted. See, look at this. See, there's smooth paint, and then there's a lip here, and it goes to this kind of textured paint. You can kind of see streaks running through here, which look like paintbrush streaks. You can see, like right here, it goes across from one material to another, like it was painted when it was assembled. So this guy appears to have been painted. All the screws are painted, or well, pretty much all the screws that are in black metal at least, appear to be painted. I'm not sure if that's normal. They're nickel, but they are painted. See, one of these guys is missing, but I have a replacement. This guy is bent. The wheels are there, and they are cast iron wheels, apparently. According to the seller, these are cast iron. Although, since the whole thing is painted, I probably want to confirm that independently now. Because if it all was painted, it may just be painted black. We'll see. Okay. And the whistle is missing, but I bought these parts online. So I have some replacement parts here, including the pilot frame for the front wheels up here on the front. I need the part that these bolt to. I have some axles, but these are standard axles, unfortunately. I'm going to need the bigger axles. This is something that was in another Erector set that I had. Not sure if that's an original Erector screwdriver or not. But anyway, okay, here's the replacement whistle I bought. I think it's upside down. I don't think it's assembled right. But anyway, when it is assembled right, it'll go somewhere up in here. Like that. See here, this little brass piece here? I think that's one of these. It's bolted on, but you can see it's been painted. So, anyway, let's look inside. Not much to see there because there is no motor in this guy. There's no motor and no sign of any kind of drivetrain, having ever been inside it. So it looks like this was an unpowered version originally. It's got, let's see, it's got part of the bell support structure, but not the whole thing. It's a piece of an old Erector set there. Okay, well, I'm going to do some experiments on the finish to confirm whether it's removable. And see, look at this. See, these guys, they're nickel plated, but they've got black paint on them. It's not necessarily rust, that's paint. Anyway, I'm going to do some little tests here and there and see what I can do. Well, having a little bit of success, I think, right here. See, this looked pretty much like this one. And I've gone at it with a little 4/0 steel wool with just a little bit of, I think it's called Kramer's Antique Restorer. Let me see, it's this stuff right here. Kramer's Best Antique Improver. and went at it right there just a little bit, and the paint comes right off. There's some brown, there's some brown staining right below the black. It's not terrible. I have a feeling it would come off too. I also did just a little spot right there, and it looks like the black comes off the silver. You can see, in fact, where the brush strokes are, where someone brushed across it. It looks like this train was originally gloss black and silver, and then someone went over it with a semi-gloss or almost flat black. Still looking around, discovering new things. Okay, well, I'm having a little bit of mixed results in this area where the paint is. It looks like it takes it off, but if you go too hard, it'll go through. That was an oopsie. But in this area, it looks like it's come off almost completely, right in here, without going through the original paint. So I think that means that this technique does work. I just have to be extremely careful not to get through the original paint if I can help it. As you can see, there are places already on this model where the paint is showing silver, or showing metal underneath. But I think I can do a better job than that. I think I can get this off. We'll see. Here's one thing I did want to document before I go to cleaning. There is very little there where the stickers were. As a matter of fact, someone has already rubbed down the paint in this area. I did not do that. That paint's already been rubbed off there. I think somebody was looking for a sticker. Let me see. My guess is that somebody, yeah, that's been rubbed too, it looks like. Somebody was trying to check this model to see what brand it was, would be my guess. See if it's one of those that was sold by JCPenney or Ward's or whoever the other people were that did these, the other department stores. Okay, still discovering. Okay, here. See some improvement here on the connecting rod. Forgive me if I get all the locomotive terms wrong, but cleaned a little spot right here just to see if it would take the paint off. It did look like this. Now it looks like that. Again, the black is coming off pretty easily. The orange, which I interpret to be rust, takes a little more. Okay. Here are some interesting things. These are patent drawings from Gilbert Erector. You can see the parts compared to the patent drawings. Pretty close. Also have a patent drawing. It's my dog. Say hi, Molly. Yes, sir. That's a good dog. Also have that guy. There's another patent drawing for that part right there. Interestingly, the patent drawing shows these hub journal covers on in place. Okay. Yeah, it looks like slow and steady is the key here. Yeah, that's coming off nicely now. I think I've got it down. Okay, well, I'm thinking that the best way to do this is probably going to be to go ahead and disassemble this so that I can get at everything from all sides. So that's going to be exciting. Where is that screwdriver? Fortunately, I found the manual online. My idea here is I'm just going to start with the last picture of the assembly manual and work it backwards. One thing we can talk about while we're here is the motor. right there. See that motor? This one does not have the motor, nor does it have any sign that it was ever equipped with the motor. It also does not have the stands, and it doesn't have the drive shaft that runs underneath it. I am missing this square piece in the middle here, which I believe says HF. I believe that's an HF. I'm missing that part, so I'm going to have to get one of those. But basically that's what I think I should do. I think I should disassemble it using these instructions and working backwards. And then as I go, I can clean it until I get back to the original pieces and then reassemble it. At the same time, taking an inventory on what's missing. I have a plan. Okay, starting with the front truck. I'm looking at what's here, existing in place. We've got the, I guess that's a 7-hole strip. It's there. Got that bolt with a nut. That bolt attached there with a double nut there. Just notice that guy's bent. I'll have to come back to that. Okay, I'm going to disassemble this guy right here. I have those nuts off. These two came from right here. You can see how, let's see, can you see? Yes, this has been painted. This whole thing has been painted. See the nuts? They don't have paint on the side that was hidden between the two nuts when they were jammed together. So this is all painted after they were jammed together. Okay, moving on. Okay, there is my first assembly. Now, all truth be told, everything over here was bought off eBay. These wheels are not historic. This is a historic part. And these are supposed to be, they look like they're historic parts from real ones too. These parts here are all that were left of the front truck assembly. And I am still missing that square piece right there that joins it all together. So I'm gonna have to order that. And this N21 piece, I don't know if that's just a regular nut. It looks like it might be a regular nut. That's not the way this model was assembled though. Instead of having a nut going up against the BT piece, which is this piece, instead of looking like that, which is what, with this on it of course, instead of that being together like that, it just had this piece on it with a double nut, and then this up higher with a single nut. So it was not assembled according to the instructions by the previous owner who did that. Okay, for my next act, I think I'll take apart the trailing truck here. It's held on by a single bolt right here, and it's been flexing all over the place because of that, so I want to get it off and see what I can do to clean it up. Interestingly, that extra coat of paint appears to be on both sides of this, although it looks like it dripped behind it on this side. I'm going to take a closer look at that. Okay, I have it off. There's the nut I took off. It was on the top side of that tab. And there's the bolt with the other nut that locked it and jammed up against it and held it on. You'll notice that there are 2 screws missing here. Fortunately, I have a few spares here from one of my extra sets. So I'm going to replace those. And I also bought a new one of these guys. So I get to put that on. And I am hopeful, looks like that's just paint, so those should clean up. Yeah, it's like paint. Apparently I jumped out of order a little to get this back piece off the rear truck here. So I have just removed one of the LL pieces. Well, maybe those aren't the LL pieces. This one, interestingly, has 3 holes in the top. Well, look at that. Mine only has 1 hole in the top. And this one too, only 1 hole. So it is different than what is shown in this plan set. What does that mean? I don't know. Yeah, you can, if you look close, you can see there looks like 3 holes in that view of it too. Weird. Anyway, okay. Interesting thing to note on this piece here. You can see it was partially protected in the assembled state, and when they were slapping that extra paint on it, that flat paint, they only hit it a couple places, up there and down here. I've already put a little bend right there to straighten that out a little bit. But you can see it's still open on that corner. Well, the side that didn't look damaged is open there too. So before I straighten out anything that's in the too straight of condition, I'm going to pull off what's supposed to be the identical piece here and then compare and contrast. That looks kind of tight, but this one looks kind of open. We'll just see. Well, I just had a cunning idea, brilliant plan, some insight. I'm going to start putting each of these assemblies in its own bag, and then I don't have to pick around for things. There's the rear truck assembly disassembled. You can see more of the same kind of thing here on this one, where when they painted it again they didn't get much of it. You see the same thing, there's only 1 hole instead of 3. As for these joints, they're a little bit tighter than these joints. So I think I am going to tweak these in just a hair to match this one and call it good. See, I removed these guys too, and they're just covered in paint. I need to figure out how to clean them. And look at the back, it looks pretty close to the replicated one. It's a little more golden. The flanges are a little wider, but it's fairly close. I think it'll be close enough for a placeholder until something better shows up. Oh, let me come back over to here. Again, we can see that it was painted this dull color with it assembled, because there's where the brass piece journal cover was. Same on both ends. And on the back, see, it's kind of drippy. It's like wherever the paint got, it got, and if it didn't, it didn't. There is a right and a left to this piece. There's the other side. Well, this may have played a part in the previous person's interest in repainting it, but see, there's this weird spider effect on the paint, on this part at least. There we go. And the paint's there, it just has this kind of crazing to it in places. But anyway, this is a part that I've stripped now of the overcoat. And so you can see it's a different shade, and more like the original shade. Exactly like the original shade, because it is the original shade. So anyway, making progress. Just to show you the contrast, the difference between these pieces. Well, cleaning this part revealed that it also has some unusual paint effects. These drips here, these drip lines, appear to be in the original paint. That's still a little bit of overpaint I need to remove right there. But that appears to be in the original paint. Oh, I just realized something interesting about this. What part is not like the others? That one. You know why? Because it's stamped upside down. Oh well. Which way is correct is the next question. Let me get a right side up picture of it. Okay, apparently the little box thingy is supposed to be on the top. So apparently it's supposed to look like that. They were all on like that, weren't they? I wonder if you could put them on either way. It looks like it's supposed to be rounded on the top, so no, that one's upside down. That guy is stamped upside down. Well, at least I'll always know which one is the replacement. There are those parts of the rear truck cleaned up. Still have a couple more of those journal covers to go. Okay, well there we are, cleaned up, rear truck. You can tell that's the replacement, it's upside down. These aren't quite as clean as they could get, but I was afraid I was going to take the finish off, so I slowed down on those. And they may have a little bit of black on them, but I think they're okay. Don't want to overdo it. Poor man's ultrasonic cleaner here. My garage sale brass polisher. A little bit of rubbing alcohol, and the paint's coming off the screws just by vibrating it. It's probably been 1 minute. While we're waiting for the screws, I thought I'd do a little test here of a magnet. I've been told these are cast iron. Oh yeah, that's cast iron. Yep. 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 And yes. They are cast iron. Awesome. Well, I think I might try to remove this part here, the cab here, and see if I can straighten it out. There are the screws after about 5 minutes in the cleaner, or on the cleaner, not even in the cleaner. Pretty good. I think that'll be good enough for government work. Here is the, what do you call it, fire plate, the plate that the fireman stands on or whatever. Here it is, in all its wonder and glory. I'm going to use a little straightening, but it's all there. It looks like it. Oh, one thing that is missing is the let's see, where is that piece? What is that piece called? That is piece H. Or is that an H? Looks like an H to me. I think that's a 7-hole, which I fortunately just bought. See, there's that. So it's that one. So I have the replacement part for it already. Awesome. Okay. Have the rear truck pretty much assembled, cleaned and assembled. The extra coat of paint has been stripped off of it. It's all together there. You have the wheels are back here. I'm going to have to get some new axles for it. It's missing the axles. And it is also missing this part right here. KG. So I'm going to need the axles, KU, and I'm going to need that part KG, which I guess is the bottom of the firebox. I think that's what that would be. Well, at this point, I think I'm going to have to call it a night. I think the next piece I'm going to fix will be this one. And I'm going to have to see if I can start tracking down some parts. It's looking pretty good so far. So far, things are looking repairable. This was sold to me as a parts engine, and I think it's restorable. I think it's very restorable. So, awesome! Catch you later.